Welcome back to the channel. We are doing the laminating, and I said to you I was going to bring it over to sign it and show you how the process works. So we've got it set up on the machine. That is the laminating machine there. So this is wrap vinyl, clear gloss that will go over the top of this. Just going to tack rag this off to get any bits of dust that have landed on it. And this one's the first piece that's going to go through. Guys, the light's a bit low because the light's off this side, but it's gone down nice and glossy. So that's the first one done. We'll move on to the next one. Right guys, there you go. We've got the pieces back in the studio. I just sort of set them out so you could see what they were like after they'd been sort of laminated. You've seen in the clip at the beginning, we were at Sign It. So big shout out to Jay at Sign It for sending these through the laminator. You've seen that big laminating machine. It's got like a big roller at the bottom, the orange one. You put it on the flat table and you send these prints through. Now them machines run on compressed air. There's a compressor that runs that, and it forces the roller down, squashes the two pieces of laminate together, and now you're good to go. This is nicely wrapped in a gloss wrap laminate. So if you wanted to bend the corners round, because we've got to do this on the T4 door, this side would be going round the curve. So you can stretch both of these together. Now they're pressed together and stuck together, you can just, these will conform round to different shapes with a little bit of heat. Now, to do this now, if I was to wrap this now, like tomorrow, I would say it is a big no-no, guys, trying to do any sort of wrapping, whether you were thinking of doing this tomorrow on your driveway. Don't even think about it, because the weather at the minute is way too cold. Like, it's way too cold to do any sort of paint stuff in the studio. It's ridiculously cold, and to do clear coating and things like that, you've got to have a set temperature. That's why booths run at like 24-25 degrees. To get this studio to run at 25 degrees consistent with an extractor on, pulling minus figures outside in, it's just, I just can't do it. So I've got to let the temperature warm up. And it's the same when you come to wrap anything, wrap when you're going and stretching and pulling, because this in the cold is brittle and it will just snap. It's really weird stuff when it's cold. You can just pull it and it'll just tear very easy. You have to have a controlled environment when you're doing vehicle wrapping. It has to be a nice consistent temperature, and it keeps this stuff nice and supple. Once it's applied and it's on, you're good to go. You've not got to worry, because it's found its shapes, it's conformed around its shapes, you've heated it to the places where it needs to go, and it's staying put. So we can roll this up now. Peace of mind, I'm not going to get any of the artwork damaged, because this was really vulnerable without anything over it. It's like clear coat. If you've painted something, you've airbrushed it, it looks very matte, and it is very vulnerable when it's like that. So knocking it and things, you can scratch it and damage it quite easy. Same goes with this. When you're painting on something like this, it's very vulnerable until you get your clear coat on or your laminate on. So I hope you enjoyed the video on the sort of vinyl series doing the artwork across. It can be done. It's there in the flesh, guys. You can see it. It's adhered to it. We've now covered it in the vinyl. Job done. I can now store it. So join me in the next one when we move on to Steve's bonnet. We're going to get the bonnet over here when it warms up. We'll get the bonnet in. Loads of prep work, loads of filler work, priming, base coating, artwork, logos. I'll take you through all them processes as well. So if you want to learn something on that sort of tech side of things, I'll talk you through, as I always do in the videos, talk you through what I'm doing and give you as much info to help you guys out. In the meantime, we've got some other stuff coming up. I've got a carbon fibre specialised frame coming tomorrow to have a look at for a custom paint job. So this one might be coming up on the channel as well. I'm going to have a look tomorrow. We've also got a Kawasaki nose cone, big blown out nose cone, and some side panniers that go on the back. These are going to be all airbrushed up and clear coating. That's coming up on the channel. I've just had a reassurance from the customer. He's still on board. He's waiting for a delivery from Germany for the side panels to turn up, and then he'll be bringing this round. But this is when it warms up. So in the meantime, we've got loads of artwork that I can take you through. We've got the Q&As that are on the channel. So if you look on my community post, check out the community post, look for the Q&A one. Drop your questions on the Q&A post. So if there's anything you're stuck on, don't feel embarrassed if it's something really simple, because we don't know everything as beginners. And it's hard to get the info from YouTube on. It could be something minor that you may think's embarrassing to ask the question about, but when you're a beginner and you don't know, just drop your comments down, your questions, and then I compile a load together, and then I do a sit-down Q&A where I do you demos, if I can do a demo of your question. There's brush-related things, paint-related things, anything you're sort of stuck on as a newbie, or even if you're sort of seasoned and you're unsure of something, if I can give you the answers in the Q&A, I will. I'm learning every day. I jump around to different channels as well, looking for little bits of info. I don't know everything, but I know quite a bit to get me out there, as you say. So drop your questions and I'll make the Q&A video for you, and it'll put your mind at rest, and you'll have somewhere to come across and you'll find out the answers. If I could do lives, I will do lives. I'll set some lives up eventually, but at the minute I'm just doing like a Q&A where you can drop your questions on that community post and then I answer them in a video. So there's loads coming up. Without this and all the other bits that I've just mentioned, we've got a lot of stuff coming up on the channel that we can get our teeth stuck into. So always plenty coming up on Dred FX Custom Paint. If you are liking the content, I always say it at the end of the videos, hit that subscribe, because I've checked the stats, and when I look at the stats, there is more people that are non-subscribers that watch the channel than you regular guys that are subscribed, and it's like, crikey. So if you are liking the content and you're nipping over and you're just clicking it and you found us, just hit the subscribe, because you never know, if you hit the notification, one day there might be a video that is like, I really need to know the info on that, and that notification bell will just notify you that that probably one that you're after will pop up. So do us a big favour, thumbs up as well, comments, I'll get back to you in them. I've babbled on long enough. I'm going to go and get a cup of tea because the temperature is dropping in the studio drastically because it's getting night time. See you in the next one. Cheers.